I'm going to send you to the same place I sent the 7th Hokage, Boruto.
What's up, y'all? We back at it. We just got the latest chapter of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, chapter 17. Wasn't expecting this until tomorrow, but I'm glad we got it today because I'm off. So I could, I could talk about it live, So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. In case you're wondering, yeah, this is a new channel. More about that is actually on this channel. It's a video dedicated to it to give you all the information that you want. I'm not going to get into it. It's just going to make me mad. But let's get into this chapter because there's a couple things that happened that I'm proud of. So in the spoiler video, they mentioned that there will be a scene where your boy Damon would say he wants to fight Jorah. I didn't see that in this chapter unless I missed it. So it seems as if that was wrong when it came to the spoilers, but everything else seemed to be right on the mark other than that part about Damon wanting to take on Jorah. I would love to see it, but it seems like that didn't happen. Your boy is out there still laying on the couch. He need to get his ass up. But I will say what I was most impressed of in this chapter was your boy Konohamaru. Usually this dude is always fumbling the bag, but in this chapter, your dog had that riz. Like, yo, the way he was handling Matsuri, I was proud of him. I was like, yo, this can't be the same Konohamaru who always fumbles. The boy got the ball and he running for the touchdown, yo. Hey, he better do what it do. He better do what it do. Hey, that might be like a creature made from a tree, but hey, yo, she thick. That's all I'm saying. Like, yo, Konohamaru, you better take advantage, man. Hey, look, you got the ridge, you got her blushing and stuff. Like, take advantage. But enough of that. I'm just playing with that. We got to talk about your boy Shikamaru, yo. This dude is kind of cold and ruthless as a Hokage. I'm proud of him too. I'm proud of him. Like he said, like he told Konohamaru, I know this is something that your boy Naruto wouldn't do, but I'm not Naruto. We about to get a little bit dark. He might be the next Danzo. I don't know, but the stuff he got, part of the mission that he sent Konohamaru on in this chapter, he looking a little bit bad, kind of like Danzo, and I get why he's doing it. He's doing it to protect his village. He's doing it for a noble cause. But like, man, I was not expecting that for him. The way he always been around Naruto, I just felt like some of that rubbed off him. But you see, as a Hokage, he realized that there's some decisions he got to make that's going to be a bit rash, that a lot of people may frown of, that maybe the previous Hokages wouldn't even have done. Well, I know Naruto wouldn't do it. Kakashi, I'm not so sure. Lady Tsunade, I don't think she would have went with it as well, but I feel like the third and definitely the second would have went with the plan that Shikamaru says in this chapter. Maybe the first, I don't think he would have did it as well. But you see that Shikamaru, he's a lot colder. He's like, yo, we got to do what we got to do to protect our village. At the end of the day, these creatures are just aliens. They're not, so hey, I guess you can respect Konohamaru. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Also, with this chapter, we do get a color page, and it has Yodu and Raya on the cover, and I actually like it. You got these, they're wearing like these punk-like outfits. You got the spray painting and graffiti in the background with Boruto and red letters. I rock with it. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I like it because it's got more than one person on it. All the previous ones only had one character. I like it that it has two people on it. I like the outfit of your boy, what's his name, Raya. His outfit looks goated, man, with the hoodie, with the blue belt and the blue sword on the back with the string wrapped around the sword. Like, his shit look goated with the eyes covered. That's a goated outfit. How old is this guy? Because he looks old as hell in this picture, but he's supposed to be the same age around, Yoda and Shinki. Shinki outfit, we already know how it is online. Like, yo, some people hate it, some people like it. For me, hey, look, man, it is what it is. Yeah, I ain't here to judge. But I will say her design, she really does remind me of Delta, like the way she looks, like a younger version of how Delta would look. Now, I could be wrong, but that's just the vibes I get from her. But let me know what y'all think about that color page, man. With that being said, let's get into the actual chapter. Man, we got to talk about all the things that's going down. But you have it where the chapter starts off and you got Sara, she's pretty much thinking of the conversation she had with the class rep and how the class rep says, like, yo, Boruto, he wants to tell us some of these things, but he know that he can't. You need to take the time out to think about his feelings. And the class rep is right, you know what I'm saying? You just assuming he's telling you that he's not telling you what he, all the information because he doesn't want to. That's very naive for Sarada to think. It's obvious that he's trying to protect them. He's trying to keep them safe. And you need to think more about his feelings. So I do agree with the class rep on that. And then she goes even further to say, like, yo, the way you leaped out and hugged him in front of everybody, you didn't even take the time out to think about me, how I would feel about that situation. You just assumed that it was all about you. And that was kind of selfish. Granted, I don't know if the class rep ever mentioned her feelings to Sarada to let her know, like, yo, she does feel for Boruto. So that could just be her doing that because she never seen, the class rep make any actions or even speak about being with Boruto. So that could be all an accident, but you have it where that's weighing heavy on Sarada's mind to the point where even your boy Mitsuki is able to sense that something's different about her. He's able to pick up like, yo, she's distracted, she's not focused. And I feel like that right there may cause her to make a big mistake in the upcoming chapter, like she might do something that could hinder the mission. And I feel like Mitsuki himself is aware of that as well. But Mitsuki's the type where, hey, yo, he probably got like a snake planted on Sarada already. And if she do something that's a bit rash that can hurt the mission, the snake gonna bite her and knock her unconscious. I wouldn't be surprised if Mitsuki thought that far ahead. He is that guy. He is the son of Orochimaru. Hey, don't ever forget it. Orochimaru is that goat for a reason. He's a legendary Sani for a reason. But anyway, you got it where you see Ryu and Matsuri. They're actually down there by the frog, and you have it where you find out that she's able to talk to the trees. Matsuri is able to talk to the trees and communicate with them, which is kind of creepy. And I'm really curious if, old girl, that she's I guess a replica of, if she's actually able to do that. Have they ever made that statement? I'm not really sure. Wasn't it Mugi or something like that? Is she able to do that? If so, that's a dope ability. You even have it where Ryu looks at her and like, yo, how are you able to talk to the trees when there are no trees around? And she says, like, yo, there are roots everywhere that I communicate, and they're giving me information, and they were the ones who told me that Boruto was here. He left this frog here. It's crazy that he left a dead frog there. Now, I wonder if the frog was alive and maybe they killed it and we just didn't see it. Like, I mean, it's just crazy that Boruto had a dead frog, like, it's useless, and tossed the frog to the ground. That just seems a bit ruthless, but you got it where Konohamaru, as well as these, shinobi from the Sand Village, they're all spying on, Ryu and Matsuri. And you have it where you see that Yoda, she's getting a little bit anxious. She's ready to take these people down in order, especially Ryu, in order to save Shinki. And I feel like, and you have it with her teammate, Raya, he's pretty much trying to calm her down and saying like, yo, don't do anything rash. Like, yo, don't act so impulsive. Like, you can be so reckless at times. Please don't do anything. And you got it where they're kind of arguing amongst themselves. And I feel like their relationship may be very similar to like, the original Team 7 relationship, like Naruto, Sasuke, and dang, I forgot her name that quickly, Sakura, as well as Kakashi team as well, where you had Obito, Kakashi, and Rin, where, she likes Shinki. Shinki doesn't really look at her in that way, but he knows how she feels about him. But at the same time, you got Raya, who really cares for her and wants to be with her, but she doesn't see him in that way. The same thing with, Rin and Kakashi and Obito and Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke back in the day. So I feel like it might be one of those type of relationships or team. You could let me know if y'all feel the same way, because he's really speaking to her out of concern. Like, he doesn't want her to do anything that can cause her self-harm. And you see that she's actually like not even acknowledging his feelings. She just like pretty much talking junk back to him. So it could be the exact type of dynamic as it is with those past teams that I just mentioned. But you guys could be the judge of that. You can let me know down below. But you have it with Konohamaru. He step up like, hey, yo, y'all need to calm down. We on a mission. Y'all might mess some shit up. If I gotta kill y'all to get the mission done, it can happen. Nah, he didn't say that, but he pretty much was telling them like, yo, man, hey, look, man, be cool. And you got it where Yoda says like, yo, they argue like this all the time, meaning he's, Raya is always communicating with her, trying to keep her level-headed when it comes to Shinki, because she'll act out of impulse as opposed to thinking things through. That's just the vibes I'm getting from the situation out of what we're gathering for the stories. But You got it where Shikamaru's like, okay, man, but like, yo, y'all need to quit fighting. Do I need to go over the plan again? You got it where everyone's aware of the plan. They know what they need to do. It seems as if the Sand Village shinobi are going to remain hidden for right now, and the Leaf Village are going to approach Matsuri as well as Ryu. And you got it where, Konohamaru walks up. He's like, yo, hey, you two. And he's speaking to these guys. He's speaking to Ryu and Matsuri, and you have it where Matsuri is overwhelmed with emotion. Like, this is a feeling she's never felt before. She knows Konohamaru is her target, but with the way she's acting, does she really even want to devour Konohamaru? Does she? Because everyone else up to this point, all the other Shinjus have been trying to devour whoever their target was. They've been trying to get to their target. Jura, Hidori, all of them been trying to get to their targets to devour them. But you have it where Matsuri is right here in front of her target, Konohamaru, and she doesn't try to act on impulse and attack him. More so, she's overcome with emotion, with love, affection. She's overcome with it to the point where you got Ryu himself looking at her. He's like, yo, Elder, is everything good? And she says like, yo, I'm feeling a bit off. She herself is unaware of what this feeling is. She's like, yo, Ryu, you do all the talking for right now. I got to get myself together. I don't know what's going on. And I feel like, Sarada, she's aware of it too, because the way Sarada is looking at her, she's looking at her as if she's a woman who, as if she knows she's a woman who's smitten for someone else. Hey, yo, somebody gonna be like, smitten? What the hell is that? Hey, look, if you know, you know. That's old school talk right there. But anyway, you got it where you get a little flashback with Shikamaru and Konohamaru, where they're having information on what they need to do in this upcoming mission. And pretty much you have it where Shikamaru is giving the information to Konohamaru, saying like, yo, you need to get the bud in order to bring back Mogi. You need to get the bud from Matsuri and place it in the tree that Mugi is actually being captured, being held within. Once you do that, it will restore her back. It will bring her back to this world, have it where she's no longer unconscious and bound to a tree. And in order to do that, you must defeat these guys. Very similar to what happened with Hidori, where he was attacked and then the bud flew away from him. Boruto tried to grab it, but that's when Jorah shot him down. So you got it where Shikamaru is explaining all this information to Konohamaru. He's acknowledging and he's listening. You also see one of the frogs from your boy Koji hiding in the coat of Shikamaru, and seems like Konohamaru is unaware of the frog. At least that's what I'm gathering. He may know, and he just chose not to say anything. But it seems as if Konohamaru is unaware of the frog hiding within the Hokage coat of Shikamaru. And you got it where Shikamaru says like, yo, we have information that, Matsuri, she loves you. So when you get there, use that to your advantage. Become their allies, become their friends, work together with them, build a friendship with them. And you got it where Konohamaru is looking like, yo, are you serious? Like, what? He's like, yeah, you use that to become friends with them. And then after that, betray them and take them down. And that's a cold move. I was surprised Shikamaru could be so cold. You even have it where, Shikamaru says it himself, like, yo, this is something that Naruto probably wouldn't take. This is a move he wouldn't do himself, but I'm not him. And yo, when I seen this part, I was looking at Shikamaru like, I doubted him at the beginning of Boruto. Like he was someone where I was like, yo, I loved him in the original Naruto series, and then you got to the Boruto series, I'm like, yo, he's kind of an ass. But then seeing this right here, I rock with Shikamaru, yo. He's the same guy. He's always thinking ahead, thinking about the village. He's the king trying to he's the knight trying to protect the king, if you go by what he's been taught by his sensei. And I love it, man. It's just, other people may look at this like, yo, man, Shikamaru is cold. But no, he's doing what it's taking. He does what it takes in order for his people to survive. But of course, you got it where Konohamaru asked him, like, yo, where are you getting all this information from? Like, this is some good details. This is some stuff we didn't even get from the interrogation room with Boruto. And of course, Shikamaru, he dismissed it like, yo, that's need to know information. Like, that's classified. I'm not allowed to tell you where I got the information from. You just need to be a soldier and follow the orders. And Konohamaru, he doesn't question it. He says, okay, cool. Jumps back to present day. You have it where, the Leaf Village, Konohamaru, as well as Sarada and Mitsuki, they're kind of interacting with Ryu and Matsuri, where they're pretty much saying like, yo, they're on the hunt for Boruto. You guys are on the hunt for Boruto. Why don't we work together in order to find him? You got it where Mitsuki looks on the ground. He finds like a metal piece that belongs to Boruto. And you got it where this is what Mitsuki says this is what Boruto uses for his teleportation. I'm very curious how the heck Mitsuki knows that. I'm very like, who told Mitsuki this? Unless that was given in the briefing as information and used to gather the trust of these Senjus. I don't know. They didn't say that, but I'm just very curious how the heck Mitsuki knows that. But of course, you have him picking up this piece. You have it where Konohamaru suggests that they break up into two teams. So you have it where Ryu, Mitsuki, and Sarada, they go in one direction to meet up with the rest of the shinobis that's with them, referring to the Sand Village shinobi. And you have it where Konohamaru and Matsuri go off in another direction. And you have it where Ryu says like, yo, man, you guys are actually pretty cool. Like, Jorah spoke very highly of you guys. And it's crazy that Jorah says that he says he respects the Leaf Village. I'm very curious what else led him to respect the Leaf Village. I wonder if we're going to find out more about that. Is it how they handled the situation with Code? Is it how Boruto decided to remain, as a vigilante? Like, I'm very curious what has Jorah thinking so highly of the Leaf Village. Was it what he seen Shikamaru do when they were trying to save Hima? Like, what was it? But you have it where Ryu makes this statement like, yo, I'm sure glad I listened to what Jorah said and didn't go off my instinct. He said, because honestly, I was intending to slaughter any ninja I happened to run into. Any ninja I ran into was gonna get slaughtered, but we happened to speak first, and I'm glad we did. We're all friends, guys. You have it where your boy Mitsuki looks like, yo, this dude, wow. This dude, wow. Of course, you got Sarada. She's like, yo, don't say stuff like that. She's pretty much trying to help him out. Like, yo, gee, don't say stuff like that. Like, that's kind of crazy. But of course, you got it where Shikamaru, he jumped back to the past, and Shikamaru, of course, is telling, the rest of the information, the rest of the plan to Konohamaru and what he needs to do, and how Matsuri has a crush on him and how he needs to use that to his advantage to build that relationship. And you got it where he looks at her and says like, yo, you look a little flustered. Let's sit down for a while and take a break. She does. She's blushing. She's overwhelmed with emotion. And, you have it where they start communicating, and she's acting. The way she's acting is the same exact way Delta acted when she was around Ada. That's the way she's acting, in my opinion. But you have it where Koji, I believe it's Koji who asks. Yeah, Koji asks Ada to take a look and see what's going on in the land of the rising sun. And then you have it where, Ada's pretty much saying like, yo, what about the geezer? Referring to the Senju made from Bug. And you got it where he's like, yo, he's at the base. He shouldn't be there to see you. And meaning that he actually was able to see her in that chapter where she felt like someone was looking at her. For me, I didn't know if he actually was seeing her. I thought it was more so like he was just staring into the abyss, but that was creeping her out. But no, he really was staring at her, at least according to this chapter. So you got it where she's going to actually look in the Sand Village and see what's going on. And of course, that's when Koji tells Boruto that everything's going fine. They're going on separate paths. They should be able to take down Matsuri and Ryu. And you have it where Boruto, he asks like, yo, what is the percentage of them winning? And you have it where Koji says like, yo, not that high. And he was like, yo, give me a number. And he was like, look, it doesn't matter what the percentage chance or what the chance of them winning is, because you can't go regardless. If you go out there, Jorah will intervene. He will get involved. And once he gets involved, he will kill you. And you are very valuable. You're a valuable piece to what needs to be done in the future. I can't allow you to go. Now, I'm curious, if Boruto tried to leave, would Koji try to fight him and stop him? Do you think he would actually do that? And if so, would Koji stand a chance against Boruto, seeing how he can see different paths and see how, and he probably would know that this would, this is something that could take place and how to counter attack. Boruto. I'm very curious if that, if that would actually go down. But then it jumps to Jorah. You see Jorah's in the bookstore. He's buying some books. You got the store owner in the store as well, looking calm and collective. You got it where they tell Shikamaru. Shikamaru's like, yo, don't mess with him. Let him do his own thing. And you have it where your boy Jorah puts down a stack. That nigga puts down a stack of money. And I'm like, yo, dang, where you get the money from? Because he ain't working. So he obviously robbed somebody. Somebody got robbed for a big stack. Either that or he got a claw mark in a bank and he going into the bank grabbing stacks at a time like the movie Jumper. Yo, hey, the dude puts down a stack and he tells the dude like, yo, you hold on to the change. This is an advance for all the other books I'm gonna come back and get. Then the guy treats him like a regular person trying to buy books and doesn't treat him any different. Jorah leaves. The next thing you know, it jumps to Amado. He's sitting there about to light a cigarette. You have it where Kawaki shows up, snatched the cigarette from his mouth, and pinned him against the wall. And of course, you got Amado saying like, yo, I thought you might be dropping back. And you got it where Kawaki is pretty much saying like, yo, I want you to draw out all of my powers to its fullest extent. So, man, Kawaki's about to get a major power up. But at the same time, what is Amado hiding? Like, he is so, it's crazy how this story is, because we're so focused on the Senju right now that we're not even taking the time to notice Amado and what he might actually be planning. Not just us as the readers, but everyone that's involved with the story as well. No one's really going to talk to Amado since the time skip. Like, they're all letting him do whatever he does, and they only come to him when they need something. But they should be watching him at all times, because the fact that he knew that Kawaki would need to be stronger, but yet he hasn't went to Kawaki to take off these limiters, shows that he's planning something. He's trying to save Kawaki for a different moment, and we're just gonna have to wait and see. But it could be the fact that he doesn't see Kawaki as Kawaki. Well, I know he does now, but he might have not seen Kawaki as Kawaki because of the whole omnipotence and switch up. But now that he knows, you would think he would have went to Kawaki and try to help him make changes to get stronger. But Amado, he's definitely up to something. You guys can let me know your thoughts down below. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, thumb it up, subscribe, and hit the bell for all notifications. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.